this is going to be a quick part 3. We were going to pull from the universe as your back, okay? I'm sorry, collective. I just, like, I had to vent, okay? I had to vent. I had to say what I had to say, all right? I'm hoping that, the cross watchers that do watch my channel, for whatever purpose they watch, whether it's to take notes, to use against me, right? Or to be nosy, or to actually learn something. I'm hoping that something's going to stick. All right? For the cross watchers, you guys need to understand the point, the moral of the story is that you're never going to be satisfied. You can have all these cars, you can have all this money, you can have all this nice house. You could have even stolen it from the collective. Are you happy? Really ask yourself. Alright. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Through introspection is what it's saying. We can heal and take part in being a part of the healing that this world needs. Part of the solution, not part of the problem. Through prayer and meditation. Meditation is introspection. It's a form of introspection. It's weeding out and digging out the good and the bad, okay? It's getting to the core of the bad and making something good out of it. It's also connecting with source. It's also connecting with your ancestors. Whatever you believe in, however you believe. But the moral of the story is, the point is to do introspection. To draw closer to source. To draw closer to your inner self. To your higher self. Meditation, you don't have to just do it through sitting there in a quiet room listening to the music and going, okay? It's a great way to do it, yeah. You could do it while you're doing yoga. You could meditate through, one thing I do is I go to one of it's like our little escape places, and I'll just sit there and stare at the sky and meditate on everything, on what's going on around me, things I need to work on, meditate on my day. If something comes up where I could have acted, more maturely, I could have behaved more maturely, more kindly, or could have, responded in a more positive light, then I meditate on that. Okay? You can't take these nice cars with you. You can't take all that money with you. Even if you are on your last breath and you die gripping a money bag full of millions of dollars, and you're the only one in the room and you're gripping that money bag so tightly, you can't take it with you. You know what you have at your last breath after your soul passes over? You have your inner self. You have your soul. You have what's the lessons you learned while you were on this earth that, nourished not only your soul, but other soul as well. What contribution did you make to this earth to better heal the earth and the people living in it? What will you be remembered for in the sense of spirituality? See, people want to live their lives and enjoy, flaunt and flash their cars and all that money and everything like that. But it's so funny how when we're gripping to our last breath, then we want to start getting spiritual. Then we want to start really thinking about, what did I do with my life? I was so awful to this person and that person. I did this and that and this and that and this and that to this and that person. And I was a mean person. I wonder where my soul's going to go, heaven or hell. Depending on what you believe in. Okay? Then we want to start getting spiritual. Then we want to start being sorry for treating the collective poorly. Then we want to start repenting to the Most High for taking part in lying and hurting another human being. Then we want to start thinking how stupid it was to be jealous and envious. How we wasted our life being that way. Don't wait until it's too late. And as long as there's breath in your lungs, as long as there's another day to live on and become a better version of yourself than you were years ago. Then a better version, a more evolved version of self than you were many years ago. Or than yesterday, or than months ago. There's always room to evolve. And get to a place where internally your cup is full. Get to a place where you have these, you may be blessed and have nice cars and have lots of money, but it does not define you. That it would be the same if you had none, and it would be the same if you had all. That it's either way to you. Doesn't matter either way. But you have a chance to get to that place right now. You have a chance to change the game. You have a chance to flip the script. You have a chance to try to find a new way. Rather than what you've been doing. And it doesn't make you weak. Doesn't make you cowardice just because you're doing introspection or shadow work or internal meditation and really trying to be effective in this world on a more spiritual reality, because you choose to switch things up, and instead of being low vibrational, you want to be high vibrational. Why does that have to make somebody weak? Why does that have to make somebody less than? I would think that they're more evolved and they're much more than the people who do not choose to do that, to go about life that way, because they are then more evolved, more advanced in the things that really matter. It's not just about waking up. Just because you decide to look at things from a more spiritual standpoint before it's too late in the 3D doesn't mean you're suddenly a spiritualist. Doesn't mean you're a spiritual person. Doesn't mean it's taboo and what you learned was the church's way to do things and put everything on to God and He'll take care of all of it. No, because faith without works is dead. The work that you're putting in is choosing to go about this a different way, to try a new way, to try to see things in a different perspective. The work you're putting in is trying to do everything you can to try to evolve, to become a better version of yourself than you were years ago. The works you're putting in is healing your bloodline, healing the generations after generations, because long when you're long gone, way after you're long gone and passed on, you want to be laid to rest on your last breath, knowing that what you left behind was not just a financial legacy, it is a legacy of healing. It is a legacy of internal wealth and prosperity. And the only way to achieve that is to look at things in a different way and try to go about this a different way, to try to evolve, to try to be better versions of ourselves than we were years ago. Otherwise, we're just low vibrational souls, condemned souls taking up space, when those places can be given to people who truly understand the value of life. Sure, give thanks to the Most High, to your ancestors, whatever you believe, for the good things you have, for the nice cars, for the money, for the blessings. Sure, give thanks. But it doesn't just stop there, because you can't take those things with you. All you'll have left behind is your memories, the memories of you, and in the ethers, the judgment of the soul. God's not, the Most High is not going to be, oh, hey, he's not going to be saying, oh, hey, how much money did you make while you were on earth? What kind of car did you drive while you were down there on earth? Huh? No. The Bible says he's going to ask you, or the angels, the gatekeepers up in heaven are going to ask you when they look in the book of life, what have you done in the Lord's name? Okay? That's, you can go and feed the homeless. You can go and minister in third world countries and do it all in Jesus' name. That's all great. That's all great stuff. You can also heal internally and contribute to this earth and society in a more effective way that's longer lasting than money. Whatever you believe, whether that's spreading the word to people in the third world countries, and they'll always have that word with them and within their hearts, or you actually contributed to healing your community that you're in, the society that you live in. You chose to evolve. It's so easy to be wicked. It's so easy to be low vibrational, wicked, demonic, narcissistic, nasty, bitter, unforgiving, awful, a gaslighter, jealous, envious, just barbaric. So easy. It's so easy. That is why everybody's jumped on that bandwagon. There's lots of people that have chosen that route in life around the world. Some of them, most of them, even rule this world. Okay? It's so easy. So much harder and more respectable to stop and say, I know this is going to go against the traditional way of thinking and the traditional way of doing things, but I'm choosing a different way. I'm choosing to look at things in a different light. Whatever it takes to be to contribute to this earth and to society, and feed them something that can last longer than food, longer than money, and something that can nourish their soul, that will go on with them after their soul passes. After they pass away and their soul goes on. Something to think about. Alright? It's not too late. And like I said, everybody wants to, when they're on their deathbed, everybody wants to start getting spiritual. Everybody's suddenly sorry that they did everything they did. Everybody's suddenly repentative of hurting someone else, or trying to hurt someone else, or stealing from someone, or being low vibrational, being demonic, being narcissistic in nature, being awful. And no, you don't just get a free pass because you're all, you behave crappily while you're on this earth, and then on your last breath you say, oh, forgive me, Lord, I accept you in my heart, so I'm going to go to heaven. Nope. Doesn't work that way. I don't believe it works that way. Some people do. To each their own, but anyways, it's something to consider. Doesn't really matter, like, what you believe, as long as you're nurturing your own soul and the souls of others around you, leaving an everlasting impact on this earth that can contribute to healing it, because the world's always going to be corrupt, and it's always going to be crooked, and there's always going to be evil people, evil demonic forces roaming the earth. It says in the Bible, the devil is not underground. He's not in heaven. He is on this earth roaming around, looking for those who are weak, those who he can devour. Okay? So, it's something to consider. Don't you have a desire to know, a longing to know what more is there out there? There's so many undiscovered answers, undiscovered healing mechanisms. There's so much untapped potential for hope and healing in this, possible for this world. Aren't you just a little bit curious as to, because we've seen the wicked, we've seen the awful and the ugly and the horrible, we've seen the demonic. Don't you want to know what the untapped potential of good there is? Think about it. As always, thank you for stopping by. You can like, share, subscribe. This message might help somebody. You never know unless you try, right? Love you guys. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate the support. Okay? Until next time, remember, stay lifted. Love you.